everyone, I'm Grahtles, and welcome to a new episode of City Skylines. This is Kyntre Islands, and if you're new to my channel and you don't know what I do Let's Plays, tutorials, tips, tricks on City Skylines. So if you like what you see, like, subscribe, comment, and share. So in the last episode, we put in a university city style residential area down over ahead of us here, and today we're going to do some oil. So not only are we going to do oil, we're going to also add some more university city to the right, and we're also going to fill in this high density over here by the airports and the train station, and we're also going to put in a cargo airport hub. So this episode is going to be a lot longer than my usual episodes, but I really do hope you enjoy. So we do get to the last milestone and we do unlock that large cargo hub. So yeah, let's go ahead and get to it. So I decided to turn on unlimited oil and ore. I wasn't going to do it in the beginning, but I didn't want to have to move things around and make a mess out of it. Once it's there, I want to keep it there, so I turned it on. So first I headed down by our high density European section, and I wanted to extend this 4-lane over to the oil industry. This way they can get back and forth as well over in here, and it just makes it a little easier. So it has a better direct route now instead of those little 2-lane roads. And over here is where I'm going to put in the first building, which is the main building. And then we're going to go ahead and start making some one-way roads and just building this up. So here's where I come in and I just start running these long one-way roads down in here. This is a big section for oil. Some of it's not as dense as the other parts, but it's pretty much all covered in oil. So I just like to make these one-way roads. They're just much better to get things going and help with traffic. Eventually we do end up with quite a bit of traffic, but we end up working it out, so it's just fine. But I do cover this entire area. So now I go across the vertical ones I just made with some horizontal one-ways, just to get back and forth between the two roads. And again, that just helps move the traffic along. Next, I'm just going to place the assets that we get with the opening of the first level of the oil industry. Now I just place one of the big warehouses down in here, and I just put it on general oil industry, so it'll carry everything. So we leveled up to level 2 already, and I go ahead and place the assets we get with that. With this one we do get the workers barracks, so that's nice. And I just place in 2 over in here, right behind the main building. Next we pop over to the high density area where the airport and the train station is, and this is where we start adding some residential. Before we only had some commercial with some hotels and stuff, but I really wanted to fill in this kind of busy area, kind of like a, not it's more like a little city, not like anything crazy. But I just wanted to fill it up nice. Just adding this bit of high density, it gives it a nice flow between the high density, the low density, and the high density. It just works out really well. So, and this is a very busy area. You got your trains coming through, you got your airport off to the side, so it just works. Now that we finished the road layout, it's time to start zoning, and that's exactly what I do. So we do have a good demand for some residents, and we also have a good demand for commercial. So I do start running a little bit of the commercial around the outer edges, and then on the inside with the 2 lanes, we do the residential. Next, we're just going to jump in and throw in some services like schools and fire and police, and probably some parks. Next, the oil industry leveled up to level 3, and we go ahead and put in the assets for that. Next, I add a few roads to get out to the 4-lane roads down in here. This one would not go in straight no matter how much I tried, so I did it on a little bit of an angle, which is fine. It doesn't matter too much, but I did want some in and outs to the outside 4-lane. Next, I noticed how much traffic was building up by these warehouses, so I decided to split them up and relocate them a little bit. Now, in my last series, I did an absolute perfect layout, and I actually explained why I lay it out the way I did, and I don't follow my own advice, so it's my own fault. Next, I head back to finish completing putting in the services for fire and police, and then I head over to the oil industry and add some fire and police as well, because we had none down in here. Next, we hit level 4 in our oil industry, and we get these big rigs and we put them in. And I finished completing putting all the assets in that come with level 4. Next, we have a pretty good demand for some commercial, so I go ahead and put in some high density commercial along these industrial roads. I figure it kind of blends in pretty good, and they always can, shop here on their way home from work or on their way to work. So yeah, I think it works. Next, I head to this area next to the University City, and I start making another area for University City. I like it. I think it works with the same, look of the other side, and it just needed to be filled up in here anyway. I just wanted some residential in this area. So yeah, I just go ahead and put on a district, and I go ahead and fill out the road layout. Here we hit our last milestone, Megalopolis. So our road layout is complete and we start zoning in for our university city down in this area. Here I come in and I just add that service center down in here. I figured with all the industrial going on and you know, you're gonna have these truckers wanting to stop and fuel up and get a bite to eat. Next we start running our roads for the cargo airport hub. That includes the trains and yep, this goes in. I have to move the police station, but yeah, this goes in nice and it gets busy real fast. Next, I just run a separate train line for this hub. Next, we still have a pretty high demand for some commercial. So I go ahead and add that in, and I also go ahead and add in some unique buildings. I don't remember exactly what they are. I think they might have been the Robotic Institute or one of them. But yeah, it just fills in the space pretty nice. So here's where we check in with the miserable traffic. It is horrible. And I go ahead and make a few changes. I actually add another cargo rail down in here. Those cargo rails get a lot of attention. They really do. So I added another one down in here to kind of divert some of the traffic around from the airport, and I end up changing some of the one-ways to kind of direct the traffic to this cargo station just to help out, because we were getting really bad traffic down in here. So oil industry hit level 5, and we get the workers maintenance buildings. So I go ahead and put those in, and we add the rest of the assets that go with level 5. And we have completed our oil industry. So looking back in on this traffic, and it got better, but that one road was really red. Now we did get an extra tile, or 9 tiles, and I decided to use it over here. I was originally going to use it down by the ocean, but I decided over here needed a lot of help because we just have these two industry, well, not two industries. I don't know where I came up with 2 industries. It's one industry, but it's very busy. Well, we do have 2 industries. We have the forestry and we have the oil. So yeah, it is 2 industries down here. So I decided that we'd probably benefit from coming down in here and maybe attaching some of the highway to the highway over in here and fixing up the trains just a little bit better. Now this is a mess, the way I put this in. I don't know what I was doing. I think I was just doing it really quickly, but I do fix it and change it, and it does come out a lot better. We go underground with this. We do not come up like this. I don't know what I was doing. But anyway, yeah. So we actually take advantage of this square with the trains and the highway. So that process took a lot longer than expected. Again, I kind of do like a real quick kind of interchange, get on, get off the highway over in here as well. And this is just kind of just to divert the traffic away and onto the highway and vice versa. It just seems to help a little bit. We'll do another traffic check-in when I come back the next episode. But yeah, this episode was just taking so long with all the changes I made there. So that's going to conclude our episode for today. Now, I know I smashed a lot of stuff in here. A lot. I did oil, cargo, 2 cargos actually, University City, added to the high density, opened up a tile, reran the railroad, added some highway, roads, I don't know, we did a lot. I just couldn't stop. Once I got started, I just couldn't stop. So I just kept going. So next episode, we're going to come in, we're going to check the traffic. We're going to just give this an overhaul. We're going to look over our city and see what we need. There's a lot of different things I want to do. I definitely want to fill out some more space. And I definitely want to check in on that traffic. So I will let you know through my thumbnail what we end up doing next time. So surprise, we'll see. So if you like my content and you would like to see more, like, subscribe, comment, share, and I'll see you next time, guys. Thanks. Bye.